Hey guys, welcome back. So in this session, we will see a few other computer related questions that are useful for the administrative exams like UPSC, and it can also be applied for PFO examinations, banking examinations and all. So we will discuss the questions one by one. These are all the MCQ questions. I will tell you the right answer and also give you a little explanation about the right answer. All right. So let's begin then. So the first question, as you can see, it asks you which of the following holds the read-only memory, CPU, and random access memory. So these are the different parts of the computer, I can say. So CPU here is nothing but the processor. All right. So which of the following holds all these three parts? So is it motherboard or is it hard drive? Is it monitor or is it CPU? Right. So you can think about the answer here. So here, the motherboard is the part of the computer that holds all these three elements, that is ROM, CPU, and the RAM. All right. So it's the motherboard that holds all these three things. So as you know, motherboard is like it holds all the circuit designs and all. So the motherboard is the main printed circuit board in a computer. It's a computer's central communications backbone. So it's the connectivity point where all the communications happen. Okay. And through this motherboard, all the components and the external peripherals are connected. So the right answer for the first question is motherboard. I will just highlight this. Then the second question, as you can see, which language was used in programming of the first generation computers? So there are different generation of the computers. We have first generation of the computers, second generation, third generation. So right now we are in the fourth generation of the computers. So the first generation computers were very huge. They were very like they occupied the space of an entire room. Very complex, very slow, manually operated. All right. And the question is, what language was used in programming for the first generation computers? So programming was hardly there in the first generation computers. But which language was used to communicate with the computers? We have to have some language, right, to communicate with the computers. So the language that was used in the first generation was machine language. Okay. So machine language is nothing but it's a binary language. It's also called as binary language. It just has zeros and ones in it. Okay. So all these assembly language, high-level languages came later, but for the first generation of the computers, it was machine language that was used for the interaction with the computers. Machine language is easily understood by the computers, but it's very difficult for the humans to understand it. So which of the following enters computer through an email or free programs that have been downloaded from the internet and cause plenty of damage? Okay, which of the following enters computer through an email or free programs that have been downloaded from the internet and cause plenty of damage? So sometimes you receive an email to click on the link or to open the link or to fill the application form or to download a particular file. So the email looks familiar to you, but if you click the link or if you download the files, they will enter your computers. Okay, the damages, the virus will enter the computer and they will cause a lot of damage in your computer. Okay, they may access your files, right, thereby causing plenty of damage to the computer. So nowadays, cybercrime is very vast. You find the cases of cybercrime everywhere. The magnitude is global. It is very easy to cause the cybercrime. At the same time, it is very difficult to track them, right? So the question, you can read it once again and think of the correct answer. So the correct answer for this is Trojan horse, right? So it's like a virus that enters your computer and it will cause plenty of damage to the computers. So you can also call it as Trojan horse virus. So the Trojan horse, the reference is used with the wooden horse. It is said to have been used by the Greeks during the Trojan War to enter the city of Troy and win the war. So when it becomes very difficult to enter the city of Troy, the Greeks used this method. It is in the form of the wooden Trojan horse, which is believed to be sacred for the Troy people. Okay, so they allow the horse into the city, and there at the night time, the Greeks who were hiding inside the horse, they broke down the horse and they entered the Troy city and they won the war. So for that purpose, we call this virus as the Trojan horse virus. So whenever you get an email with from unexpected sources or unknown sources, be very careful and don't click on any links or don't download any files from there. Okay. So the next question, in which of the following topology each device is connected to every other device on a network through a dedicated point-to-point link? Okay, read the question once again. So in which of the following topology each device is connected to every other device on a network through a dedicated point-to-point link? So we have different topologies: star topology, mesh topology, hybrid topology, bus topology, right? But here, the question asks you, each device is connected to every other device, okay, on a network. So that is the keyword for this question. Each device should be connected to every other device, okay? So the right answer for this is the mesh topology. So mesh topology is a type of computer network in which each node is connected to every other node in the network. Okay. This type of network is often used in large organizations or companies because it can handle a large amount of data traffic and can be easily expanded. So another important point to note here is if any device fails, the other devices can take up the work. The network will not fail. Okay. So for load balancing and all, we can use a mesh topology. So here a computer can send its own signals, but at the same time, it also relays data from other computers. The nodes are connected to every other completely via the network, via a dedicated link, during which the information travels from nodes to nodes. Okay, so that's the right answer. The next question, which of the following is the correct hierarchy? So byte, then kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, zettabyte, petabyte, okay, ZB and YB. Okay, so you need to arrange these from lowest to highest. So these the options and C. So these are all the memory sizes, right? So the memory of a computer is any device that is capable of storing information, whether it is a large data or the small data. It stores the data temporarily or permanently. Okay, so you will have two types of memory, the RAM and the ROM. Usually the RAM will be faster and the ROM will be slower. The RAM will have less storage capacity, whereas the ROM will have very high storage capacity, right? So we will discuss those topics. So memory stores the data, right? And it stores information and instructions where the data is stored, right, and processed. We will discuss about different types of memory, characteristics of memory, and all later. So the lowest measure of memory is called a bit. Okay, that is not given in the option, but let's just to tell you the lowest unit of memory is the bit, which stores a digit. Okay, that is a bit. Bit means binary digit. Then we have nibble. Okay, then we have byte. Okay, then we have kilobyte. Okay, then after kilobyte, the next higher is megabyte. Okay, then after megabyte we have gigabyte. Okay, then after gigabyte we have terabyte. Okay, so till here all the options have the same order. All the options have the same order till terabyte, but from terabyte onwards they have different units, so you need to select the right one. So after gigabyte we have terabyte, then after terabyte we have petabyte. Okay, so then after petabyte we have exabyte. Okay, then zettabyte, then yottabyte. So after terabyte comes petabyte. So the right answer for this is option 2. The next question, which among the following language can be read like regular English? Pascal, COBOL, C, Prolog. Okay, so again, read the question. So it asks which of the following language can be read like the regular English. Okay. So the answer for this is COBOL. Okay. So COBOL is the language that can be read like a normal English because it has many words like we have in English. So COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Language. Okay. And in the programming languages, there are different types of programming languages. We have machine language, we have assembly language, we have high-level languages. So COBOL was the first high-level language. Okay. It is used for the business applications. Although it is not used rapidly today, but it was the first popular programming language designed for the business applications, right? So why it is the right answer? I told you it is. It has most English-like words, prepositions such as from, through, to. Okay. So the answer for this is COBOL. Although C is also a high-level programming language, it is not like we can easily read it like English. Okay, so that's the reason COBOL is the right answer for this. Then the next question, USB is a common interface that enables communication between devices and a host controller, such as PC. So S in USB stands for. Okay. So USB is a common interface that enables communication between devices and a host controller, such as PC. Okay. PC means personal computer. So what is USB? So USB stands for Universal Serial Bus. Okay. USB stands for Universal Serial Bus, where I should write it here. So if you know the full form of USB, then S stands for serial here. So U for universal, B for bus, so S for serial here. So serial is the right answer. Then what is the extension of the MS-DOS file? Okay. What is the extension of the MS-DOS file? So the extension of the MS-DOS file is .com. So DOS commands, these are the instructions that allow Windows users to conduct tasks on files and folders. So file is a container for a collection of data. Okay, so DOS commands have the extension .com. So worm is a data storage technology that prevents the drive from erasing the data. What is the full form of worm? So read the answers. So worm is a data storage technology that prevents the drive from erasing the data. What is the full form of worm? So the right answer for this is answer 3, option 3. Write once, read many. Write once, read many. So computer worm is a type of malware whose primary function is to self-replicate and infect other computers while remaining active on the infected systems. Okay. So computer worm duplicates itself to spread to uninfected computers. It often does this by exploiting the parts of an operating system that are automatic and invisible to the user. Okay, so write once and read many. Next question, which one of the following software applications would be the most appropriate to perform numerical and statistical calculations? So database, spreadsheets, graphics, package, document processor. So as we all know, when we have to organize the data, store the data, create the data, do some calculations, apply some mathematical formula, apply some analytical formulas. Okay. The best tool that we use is spreadsheets, right? So it's a very helpful tool for everyone in any industry. Okay. Literally in any industry, Excel is still used as the most wanted application for performing numerical and statistical calculations. So what is the new default document name in MS Word? What is the new default document name in MS Word? So when you open a blank document, okay, so by default, what will be the name of that file of the document in the MS Word? So the answer is doc1. Okay. So the next question, which of the following is not an input device? Light pen, plotter, trackball, microphone. So read the question and the options. Okay. So light pen, plotter, trackball, microphone. Which of these are not an input device? So the right answer here is plotter. So plotter is not an input device. So trackball, light pen, microphone, all these are the input devices. So using microphone, we speak and the instructions goes to the computer. Trackball is also an old input device. Light pen is also an old input device. But the plotter is an output device. It's like a printer. It interprets commands from a computer to make line drawings on paper with one or more automated pens. So this alone is not a input device, all right? The next question, which of the following technologies were used by third generation computers? Transistors, integrated circuits, vacuum tubes, VLSI. So when we say third generation computers, these are new computers. These are like sophisticated computers with good memory, with very good processing speed, all the new technologies supported, all right? So the third generation computers are very sophisticated computers. So the technologies used also will be very sophisticated. So is it transistors, integrated circuits, vacuum tubes, or VLSI, right? So see the options. So here the right option is integrated circuits, IC. So this is used in the third generation computers. So the second generation computers use transistors, okay? In the third generation computers, the transistors were replaced by integrated circuits. So with the help of integrated circuits, the computers become reliable. They will generate less heat, okay? The size will become smaller. They become very fast, okay? Less maintenance and also less expensive, okay? So these are the properties of the third generation computers. They used basically integrated circuits. Next, we have the next question: in context of machine language, which of the following statements is not correct? In the context of machine language, which of the following statements is not correct? It consists of only binary digits or bits. It cannot be directly understood by the computer, need a translator program. It is also called machine language. Debugging is an issue attached to it. So the machine language consists of only binary digits. This is also correct. It is also called machine language. This is also correct. Debugging is an issue attached to it. It's also correct. But the incorrect one is it cannot be directly understood by the computer and need a translator program. So this one is not correct. Because as I told you earlier, machine language is very easily understood by the computers. It's very difficult for the humans to understand. Okay. So since it consists of 0 and 1, it is very easily understood by the computers. So whatever instructions you give, whatever language, whatever programming language we write, so all those instructions are ultimately converted to zeros and ones. So it means they're ultimately converted to machine language because it's very easily understood by the computers. Okay. So whenever the text in a document moves to a new page, it is known as page break. Which of the following is known as father of internet? Check the options. So the father of internet we call Windsurf as the father of internet. All the other people have contributed for some other technology, but Windsurf is known as the father of internet. Okay. The next question. The amount of data that can be moved from storage medium to the computer per second is known as data storage rate, data access rate, data transfer rate, data transmission rate. Read the question carefully. The amount of data that can be moved from the storage medium to the computer per second is known as data transfer rate. Next question, in Windows computer, the deleted files are transferred to trash bin, spam, you can make it as spam, junk, recycle bin. So trash bin is a physical object. Spam is a word related to emails. Junk is not the right answer. So the right answer is recycle bin. So whenever you delete a file, it will be still in the computer if you want to restore it again. So for that purpose, it will be still in the computer. So it will be in the recycle bin. Once you clear the recycle bin, then it will be permanently deleted. So when you delete a file from the computer, they first go to the recycle bin. You can directly delete a file permanently, but if you don't want to delete it permanently, it will be in the recycle bin. The next question, C, Basic, COBOL, and Java are the examples of high-level language. Okay. So all the languages that we use today, C, C++, Java, database, SQL, Python, R, okay. All the languages that are used today are known as high-level languages, okay. They're very easy for the humans to understand, but very difficult for the machines to understand. The next question, the errors that can be pointed out by the compiler are semantic errors, memory allocation errors, logical errors, syntax errors. The errors that can be pointed out by the compiler are semantic, memory allocation errors, logical errors, syntax errors. So the right option is syntax errors. So what are syntax errors? So syntax means structure, okay? So every programming language has a structure, right? If you know any programming language, then you know, right? There has to be a comma, there has to be a semicolon, there has to be opening and closing brackets. If a bracket is not closed, okay, that's a problem. If the comma is not given, that's a problem. If there is no semicolon, that's a problem. Okay, then keywords, right? So if you make any mistake in the structure of the program, that is known as syntax error. Okay, the compiler can identify that. So without writing a proper program, you cannot get the output. Okay, so if you don't write the structure properly, the program will not execute and you will not get the results. So when you do syntax errors, the compiler will tell you there is something wrong, so it cannot be executed. So you have to go and check what is that error, what is that syntax error. If there's a comma missing, give the comma. If there's a semicolon missing, give the semicolon. So the errors are endless. Okay, so the more the errors you make, the better you understand the program. Okay, so the errors that can be pointed out by the compiler are called as syntax errors. Now, let's talk about semantic errors also. So semantic errors means logic of the program. So you have written the structure of the program correct, but the logic of the program is incorrect. Okay, the compiler can only identify syntax errors. It cannot identify the logical errors because it's a machine, right? It's not a human. If you write a correct program, you will write a correct output. If you write incorrect program, you will give incorrect output, right? So semantical errors means logical errors. Instead of writing plus, you write a minus. So the execution will happen, but you will not get the right answer. You were supposed to get the addition result, but you have got a subtraction result. The compiler thinks it's the logic of the program, it will execute. But you, when you see the output, you will understand something is wrong. So you have to be perfect about both the syntax errors and the logical errors. Okay, so that is known as semantic errors. So the right answer for this question is syntax errors. The first computer mouse was built by Douglas. So which of the following converts drawing, printed text, or other images into digital form? Which of the devices convert drawing, printed text, or other images into digital form? Keyboard, scanner, plotter, OMR. So check the answers. The answer is scanner. Okay, so you can scan the images, you can scan anything, and that will be stored in the device. So that is known as digital. Okay. So which of the following is used to connect computers and other end user devices to networking devices such as hubs and switches? Router, straight through cable, patch cable, both B and C. So which of the following is used to connect computers and other end user devices to networking devices such as hubs and switches? So the answer is both B and C. Then which of these companies own a search engine binge? Which of these companies own a search engine binge? So the answer is Microsoft. Which menu option is used to add header and footer in a document? File, review, references, insert. Okay, which menu option is used to add header and footer in a document? So you can see here itself, we have file, insert, references, review options. So if I go to file, you don't see any option to insert header and footer. But if I go to insert, you can see here, I have the options to insert header and footers. Okay. So the right option is insert. What do we call the pictorial representation that uses predefined symbols to describe either the logic of a computer program or the data flow and processing steps of a system? Algorithm, flowchart, block diagram, loop. So the right answer for this is flowchart. So flowchart and algorithms are very necessary to write a program. Okay. They are very essential for writing a correct program. Algorithm or flowchart, you don't have to write both. You can write either algorithm or flowchart. Okay. So algorithm does not have any symbols. It's not a picture. It's just a steps. Okay. So if you want to write a certain program, what are the steps? How will you plan that program? Okay. So that is known as an algorithm. It will have just steps. You can write steps in your own preferred language, in your own preferred way. Okay. It does not have any strict structure. Okay. They're just a plan kind of thing. Okay. How to write a program, what inputs do you need, what output do you need, what are the formulas and all. If you just follow the algorithm, you can write a program. But flowchart, it consists of some symbols and some diagrams, okay, which is an alternative for the algorithm. Okay. So they have some predefined set of symbols. For looping, they have a symbol. For condition, they have a symbol. For input, they have a symbol. For output, they have a symbol. For processing, they have a symbol. Okay, we need to use those symbols. It's again just like a plan before writing a program. So that is flowchart. So the right answer is flowchart. Which among the following is a device that is used in computers to add external components? Which of the following is a device that is used in computers to add external components? Storage device such as USB, keyboard, ports, RAM. So RAM cannot be used to add an external device. Keyboard also cannot be used. System boards also cannot be used. So USB itself is an external device. So the right answer for this is ports.